So, hello, my fellow database professionals. So, मैंने जैसा कि प्रॉमिस किया था कि I will show you a simple example of a Gen AI architecture. And if you remember my first video, I asked a very simple question like, is AI is just a chat? No, that is not. It's not so simple. And just an LLM is a AI? No, that is not. So here is a simple architecture that I am showing you. Okay, so suppose Anna, like any chatbot or any AI chat, either you are using OpenAI or Gemini, there is a first layer is a chatbot. When you anything you type in a chatbot, it raw input go to there is a process called data chunkiness. So this is a kind of in hand of our developer, or it is in our bucket where we can decide like what kind of how we can break the questions that you are asking. Once you ask the question and put the input will go to this data chunkiness engine, and then it will go to the LLM. Now what the LLM will do is LLM will convert your chunk, like suppose a single line you cut into 5 pieces, you give the text to the LLM. Now the LLM will give you the encoding, and that encoding is called as embedding. So it will generate the encoding, like whatever the text it will go to the LLM module. It will get in form of embedding, like suppose you are giving any text ABC, it will convert 010 in a multi-dimensional model, and then it will go to the vector database, because vector database it store only 0 1 or multi-dimensional format vectors. So according to this, whatever the data you have searching here, the vector database will give that coordinates. That is called retrieval context. And this retrieval context will again go to the LLM boss. You gave that embedding. I got this kind of embedding, convert into the text and do the sugar coating. And that is depend upon which kind of LLM module you are working on, because it's a simple architecture. Okay, so I'm not going to deep here like embedding module you are using or LLM, which kind of LLM, the simple LLM you are using, because that is required to convert your text into embedding and embedding into text. So the database the vector database will give the retrieval information, and that will come as a vector coordinates. This will go to the LLM module. LLM module will convert this vector coordinates into the human generated response, a readable format with a sugar coated. If they have some more information, they will put it and they will give to the chatbot. So this is a very simple example. Okay, and not only to query the database and query the information from the vector database. If you might have seen that there is a plus point, upload your PDF, and then you ask question. So when you upload the PDF, that also happens in loading of data in the vector database. It in the same manner, it will happen in a data chunkiness, then will go to the LLM and convert that chunk into the coordinates, and the coordinates will go and store in the vector database. Very simple. So if you see this architecture, you will notice 2 points. क्या notice कर रहे हो आप? 2 point. और वो 2 point क्या है? To access this vector database, either you need to load the data, or you need to query the data or search the data. You need a embedding model. Like in our RDBMS environment, you have some tool to access the database. A very simple, if you say that we have a SQL to access the database. Similarly, we need a module to access the database, the vector database. And the second important is, this is something the developer developed and gave it in the architecture. This is something we choose. But if you see this part 1, if you see this one, then the second one, then this third one, and then this fourth one. These are kind of pipelines. These are kind of pipelines. What kind of pipelines it is? I'm sorry. What kind of pipelines it is? Like this is one pipeline that how your raw input will be get into chunk and how module will generate the embedding. Once the embedding will be generated, how it is going to search to the vector database, what algorithm you want to put here. Once the vector database is sending the coordinates, anything we want to put extra here is in check and balance and then give to the LLM. And from LLM, if any response is coming, what check it should do and then respond to the chat. These all are the kind of pipelines. And these pipelines are together called, what it is called? It is called RAG. Very simple. So 2 point, it got cleared here, okay? The point number 1, a simple architecture of, oh sorry, a simple architecture. Here it was a chatbot, again it's come, it came here, let me, chatbot, okay. So here we have a chatbot again. So we have a chatbot. From the chatbot, the data will go to the chunkiness, go to the LLM. Using chunkiness, from LLM it will go to the vector database. From vector database it will retrieve. So we don't have only AI is not just about the LLM and not just about the vector database. This is the simplest form of architecture. So we have a chatbot, we have a chunk, then go to the LLM, then embedding, then go to vector database, then come back the retrieval, then go to the LLM module and go to the chatbot. Now, I know as a database professional, you have a lot of questions, session management, how the, whatever the questions I'm asking, where to store, because I'm telling you, the Gen AI platform architecture is a multi-layer and really very deep and really complex. And this is the simplest architecture I'm showing. So we will go deeper as long as we'll understand the terminology and the concept. So here I cleared 2 things, that LLM is not just an AI, and what is RAG, a very basic is a bigger part, but here just to understand what is RAG. So RAG is the whole flow it should run. 4 point is under our control, this 1, this 2, this 3 and this 4. So which one is our control and how we want the LLM should respond. This whole circle is called a RAG framework. It's a concept, not a tool. Hope you like this video. The very simple concept of LLM and Gen AI architecture. And if you are a professional, if you have any questions, comment below and ask. Thank you. See you soon.